Hey guys, welcome to Fly Science. Today we're looking at sig figs. I know it might be a little tricky for some of y'all, but don't worry, got your back. So when we're talking about significant figures, what we're really talking about is how many of these numbers in our final answer are important. So to do this, we have to keep in mind four main rules. The first rule is that all non-zero numbers are significant. So in our equation here, we have 88 times 99. So 8 and 8 are both non-zero numbers, meaning we have two significant figures. And then with 99, we also have two significant figures. Now when you times this out, what you're going to get is 8,712. Now, that number's okay, but that's 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's too many, which brings us to rule number 2. When you get to your final answer, you always want to have the least amount of significant figures. So in this case, we have 1, 2. So our significant figures are 8 and 7. So then we rewrite this as 8,700. So you can see that this last 12 doesn't matter. And that is our final answer. Now, we've talked about non-zeros, but what we haven't talked about is our zeros. So when we look at this equation, we can see we have an 8, so we know right away that's 1. We have a 9, so that's 1. But when we times this out, what we're going to get is 720,000. Now we know we have 1. But what about these? What about these zeros here? Well, in this particular equation, these zeros don't matter at all. We're not going to count them at all. So we see we have 1, so we'll have 1. And then we have this rewritten. And that's our answer for this equation. Now this changes if we add a decimal. So if we put a decimal here and a decimal here, what we can see is we now actually have 4 significant figures. And all of these zeros now count. Okay, so we know we have our 8, and we know we have our 9. And now with our zeros, because of the decimal, we know that these count too. So in each of these, we have 4. So what do we do here in our answer now? Well, just make sure we have 4 significant figures. So we count this, and we count this, and this, and this. We can still add these zeros because it doesn't change our equation. We still have 4 significant figures, and these zeros don't count because there's no decimal. So this would be our final answer. So, we're getting close to done. This will be our last thing we have to know about zeros. So when it comes to zeros, any zero between 2 significant figures also counts. So when we have here, we have our 2 and our 2, this 0 also counts. And between our 2 1s, this 0 also counts. Now when we times this out, what we're going to get is 20,402. So we have 3 significant figures here, and 3 here, which means we're going to take 3 down here. So this one counts, this one, and this one. So our final answer here will be 20,400. And we're going to lose this 2 here. So this 2 here is going to get dropped. We only need 1, 2, 3. Alright, you're doing great. We're almost there. You fucking fly, bro. Okay? Okay? So, the last thing you need to know about significant figures is you always take the lowest amount of significant figures. So now we know that this 0 counts. We have our non-zeros. We have our 2 significant figures here. So we have 3 here, and we have 2 here. And when we times this out, what we're going to get is 17,776. So we take the lowest amount of significant figures in our equation. That's 2. So we're going to go to 2 places. Our final answer here is simply 17,000. And that's it, man. You got it. Okay. So say we take 30 and times that by 25. What we're going to get is 750. Now, there's one more thing we need to keep in mind. We have 1 significant figure here, 1, 2 here. So 1 and 2. We're going to take our lowest, so it'll be 7. But there's one more thing we have to look at. This didn't come up yet. What we're going to do is look to the right of the 7. And what we're going to see, if we have a 5 or higher, then we're going to round that number up. If we have a 4 or lower, we're going to round down. So what we're actually going to get here is 800. And that is to 1 significant figure properly rounded up. Alright guys, I knew you could do it. You got through. Now, just remember, the best way you can learn these significant figures is not from just watching the video. You gotta go practice. So get out that notepad, get out the scratch pad, start going, and you can do it, man. I believe in you. Now, this will carry over into scientific notation, so it's very important that you get good at this. Anyways, thanks for sticking by. You guys are fly.